Hi, I'm Jack. In the past 2 years, I visited 21 countries. Here's 5 lessons that I learned from those travels. Lesson number 1 is that you don't have to be rich to travel. One of the biggest misconceptions I've seen in my life is that many people think you have to have tons of money and that you have to stay in all these fancy hotels or you can't travel. Even for myself, in the past, that's what I thought as well. I grew up in a small town of 6,000 people, and to me, traveling was only for the ultra rich. But I want to tell you that's definitely not necessary and not true. You could go a lot of places on a budget. While yes, that does mean you'll probably have to give up on some of the most high-end things and you have to find things more within your budget, you could reach a lot of amazing places and you could see some of the most beautiful sights in the world on a budget. You could visit places like national parks, amazing tourist locations that you never would have thought were possible. And I understand it as well. I was in the same spot before, that I thought if I didn't have thousands of dollars, there's no way I could travel to places like London, to Korea. But realistically, there are a lot of amazing cheap flights you could find, and you may have to change around what you were doing in terms of, you might stay in a hostel instead of a hotel, but you'll be able to see things that you never thought possible before. And it's really about the mindset that's going to allow you to travel. If you don't change this mindset, then honestly, I don't think any other parts in this video will be that helpful, because this is the first thing that you need to overcome to be able to travel. Lesson number 2 is that you will meet more people and learn more things than any college degree or any schooling could give you. For me, traveling has unlocked so many new possibilities. I've met so many people. I've made long-lasting friends, and you will have experiences that you will not forget. Also, when you're traveling, you're away from home. You're away from your normal custom things that you are comfortable. You have to learn to deal with things as they come up. You can't just simply rely on the comforts of your home, but you're going to have to learn new lessons, and you will learn them much faster when you are in a place that you have to learn this. Not only that, but you will unlock so many opportunities, whether it be people you meet who you now could stay with if you go back to that place, job opportunities, a place to live possibly in the future. There's so many things that exploring these new places will unlock for you. Lesson number 3 is you could find the things you're willing to cut costs on to be able to travel. And what I mean by that is some people are really interested in having a really nice flight. And if that's important to you, you could pay for business class. You could pay for first class if you have the money for that. But if you're in a position that you can't pay for that yet, like myself, and you just want to get to a place, there's amazing websites like Skyscanner and all these other places that you could find really cheap flights. And if you just want a seat so you could get to your destination, then there's so many ways to do that. Another thing might be where you're staying. Do you have a friend in that country that you could stay with? Or are you willing to stay in a hostel where you're sharing a room with other random people? When I was staying in Portugal, you could find hostels for only $12 a night. You'll never find hotels for that type of stuff. But if you're traveling with a partner or friends and you don't want to stay in a hostel, then yes, you might want to save that money somewhere else and put that into a nicer hotel. Or you might want to stay in an Airbnb. You have to see what for you is the most important part and where you should cut costs and where you should spend. What's the most important part to you about travel? You might want to spend it on going to a nice attraction, or do you really like food? If you're a foodie, you might want to spend your money on some nice food or go out to a local restaurant. But if you're not interested in food, or you're on a strict diet, or any reason that you'd want to save money there, that's where you could save some money to put it into the other aspects of the trip. Lesson number 4 is that there's actually different styles of travel. Before I started traveling a lot, I thought that there was just one type of travel. It was you're going to a resort, you're relaxing, you're taking your week off from work. But I realized after going to many places that people travel in different ways. Some people are really interested in trying the local foods or seeing what life is like in that place. But others, they really want to see the tourist attractions. And the thing about both of these methods is that a lot of that takes a lot of effort. Some people don't want that at all when they're going on a trip. Some people just want to stay in a resort, and if that's good for you, that works. You just have to find what type of travel do you like. Because if you go on a trip with someone and you're expecting one thing and they're expecting another, then very quickly you're going to find that you're clashing and you're going to struggle a lot. And that's why you really have to think, okay, not only about cost-wise, but what do I like to do on a trip? What do I want to see? What do I not want to do? What do I not want to see? there's two sides to all of it. So you have to figure out what's most important to you in terms of interests, and you could shape your trip around that. If you're really into surfing, you might want to go to a specific spot so that you could surf there. But if you have friends who are only into snowboarding and they want to go to, say, these high mountains and you're trying to go to the ocean, then there's going to be a clash here, and you're going to need to find what is your travel style and what's most important to you. The fifth and most important tip is to always keep a goal in mind. Whether that be a dream trip or a place to move to, always have that in your mind, because you will slowly start to make steps in your life towards doing that trip. Say you really dream of going to Japan, but you don't have the money right now, or you don't know who to go with. Start to just think about that. Think, oh, I really want to go to Japan. Talk about it with your friends. Try and come up with ideas of where you could go, when you could go. And you will slowly, over time, make the steps, whether that be saving money or finding the right people to go with. Over time, the more you talk about it, the more you think about it, the more you get it out of the group chat, then you will be able to do that trip in the future. It may not happen right away, but keep manifesting it and keep that goal at the front of your mind. Because the more you think about it, the more you will focus on it, and that's the most important part. Thank you for watching. I hope you found at least one of the tips in this video helpful. If it changes any way that you travel or it helps you in any way, I would love to hear about it in the comments. And I'll be making more videos like this in the future, whether it be more specific on travel tips, how to pack, many different things. And if you're interested in travel, then get subscribed to see more in the future. Thanks for watching.